All right, we are live. Welcome back to 4TL Wrestling. It's your boy, Flex Washington.
And it is the shooting star, baby.
And this is episode 4 because the previous episode was our immediate reactions to what we seen in the Atlanta area, which was Evolution Saturday main event. And we are still we are still riding that off of that because that was an amazing weekend. But honestly, it is a SummerSlam build now, so we are preparing ourselves for SummerSlam, and we are going to be coming in hot. So,
You got your voice back, by the way. I'm very happy to hear that.
oh, thank you. Yes, my voice is officially back. Because there was 2 days where it was really going, and I was scared that I was never going to come back. So, or at the very least, I was going to sound like Barry White the entire time. So,
Yeah.
well,
Some of the listeners might be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm saying, right? The brown sugar who might come sooner than later on this show. We'll see about that. But we're just about to start off hot. Like we're about to go into some reviews of Raw this past Monday, little NXT review, SmackDown, and then we're gonna jump into the mid-year review. So um honestly, this last couple of days just been really the build to SummerSlam, and even though they really only had 2 weeks, this is really only the 2 week build to SummerSlam, which I don't remember the last time SummerSlam was ever built for 2 weeks, and
Right.
especially this one being a 2 day SummerSlam. And this is their first 2 day SummerSlam, and they've had 2 weeks to build it. So you would think that TKO would have been like, huh, okay, we'll have more space and more time to build to our quote unquote 1B programming of the year, 1B PLE of the year.
Right.
They did not. They ran into the issues that they've been running into since basically WrestleMania, which is we're just going to figure it out. And that's really what they've been doing. But I will say that this build has been good. They have actually put time in certain storylines. But like I said, 2 week build is great, but I'm sure a 4 week build would have been even better. But that's just me. What do you think, Shooting Star?
Well, in terms of the build to SummerSlam, I think the bar is still low. I think when you're kind of looking at the back to back to back to back, as many as Sheamus has had bangers, they've had PLEs. So in comparison to the other PLEs, it just feels like the SummerSlam build is better, but it's still not as good as years past. And, I guess, we just got to take what they give, but sure, it's been the best build since pre-Mania, in my opinion, across the board, not just for like one or two rivalries. So can't really complain, but we can obviously get into specific rivalries, programs, etc. A little later on, but overall, not bad.
Agreed. So, I just wanted to really, and I told you about this earlier, and I know we're going to talk about the SummerSlam build, but I need to get this out, bro. I just need to say this. Gunther, who is the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I'm starting to be bored by Gunther. I'm bored by Gunther, to be told, because, and I did my research yesterday, and I was like, who does Gunther really remind me of? And not in the sense of how they wrestle, but just the ambiance and the way that I feel about Gunther. It's kind of like how Lance Storm was telling, like they had the gimmick where it was just shut up and wrestle. I'm kind of with the shut up and wrestle Gunther for me because his promos don't do anything. And I'll tell you this, and I actually just thought about this. When he faces most of his people that he faced they have to be good on the mic because he cannot be the primary person that is the good on the mic. For example, excuse me, Sami Zayn and him had a really, really emotional, you can't do it, Sammy. You can't beat me for this title because I'm unbeatable. And it was very much a David versus Goliath, underdog versus, the big dog storyline that Sammy ended up winning. Great, wonderful. The following year, he faces Jey Uso. Jey Uso, once again, you can't beat me. I'm the big dog. You cannot touch me. I'm going to choke your brother. I'm going to bleed him, which once again is part of the wrestling for me for him. But in terms of actually talking on the mic and Gunther selling me on an actual storyline, I'm more so looking at his opponent to sell me and not him. I don't think Gunther can sell me on the storyline besides of his brutality. So, in the sense of where Brock Lesnar, when he was younger, he needed Paul Heyman to sell the storyline. He needed Paul Heyman to talk about the opponent. And obviously, when Brock got older and got more seasoned, he could do it on his own when he was away from Paul Heyman and whatnot. I'm not saying Gunther needs a mouthpiece, but what I'm saying is that his opponents are usually the mouthpiece of the storyline. And that's how we see right now with the whole CM Punk. CM Punk is going to be the mouthpiece of this storyline. And the one time where it really wasn't a mouthpiece of the storyline was against Damian Priest. And truth be told, Damian Priest had to be the mouthpiece of that storyline where it was Gunther was saying, you're just street trash and this, that, and the third. So much so that people were getting behind Damian Priest, and Damian Priest had to, elevate his promo game because the inside the ring is going to be great. But we all know that inside the ring is only half the battle. You have to sell us on what it is. You have to sell us on why we should care about these two individuals or these three individuals in the ring. I just think that Gunther doesn't. I mean, as a champion, as a dominant champion, he's A1. He's top class. But as a total package of a champion, I don't see it.
Wow. Lance Storm. You know what? I'm not going to disagree with you. I think the heel that Gunther should model himself after should kind of be JBL. JBL was ruthless when he needed to be. The only thing I wouldn't take from JBL is JBL being a coward because he did run. But at the same time, JBL's opponents versus Gunther's opponents doesn't even match up. Gunther has not really had a big name match in a long time in terms of like world championship level. When you talk about Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, this is like their coming out party. This is their first time getting to the top. He just happens to be holding the championship. But in terms of an established main eventer, maybe aside from like Drew McIntyre a couple of years ago, it's CM Punk, really. His IC title, same thing. Like, Gunther hasn't had big name opponents. So he hasn't necessarily needed to really change character. If he's continuously facing underdogs, then there's really no room for his character to develop because his opponents are the same opponent, different name. Which is why now that I watched it back, you know what? It should have been different against CM Punk. He can't have the same type of promo versus CM Punk as he does with a Sami Zayn. They're not the same superstar. So someone like JBL, kind of corporate, supposed to personify class. You're beneath me, but I have prestige. JBL was funny when he didn't need to be. JBL was ruthless when he had to be. And even though he was the traditional heel and he had goons, he held the title for mad long. And it got to the point where it's like, who's really going to beat JBL? Because Gunther has the in-ring aspect. But like you said, in terms of the total package, you're kind of looking to see what his opponent is going to say to him versus what he's going to say to his opponent.
Mhm.
So I do agree with you.
I mean, look, and I'm just trying to think about other top stars who, and when you brought up the comedic side of JBL, I'm just thinking about, has there ever been a top star that just never had a comedy? And yeah, truth be told, it was kind of Brock Lesnar, but even Brock Lesnar was being silly with even back as far as like Eddie Guerrero. And he,
Oh
came
my
out and
goodness.
he did the whole, had the
Mario thing.
sombrero. Yeah, like he at least had like a side where you were like, all right, this is the comedic side, but he can still be serious. He's still the beast incarnate. He's still the next big thing type. But I just don't see like with Gunther. I mean, honestly, if they're afraid to make him like have like comedic side of Gunther, I think that ship has sailed already because you
Oh,
already have
for
the crowd
sure.
yelling, "You tapped out." You already have the crowd just kind of sometimes taking over his promos by just yelling, "You tapped out, you tapped out." So in terms of him being this domineer, excuse me, figure that just takes no nonsense, I think that ship has sailed. I think or you can still make a good heel, but make them have a side that is human like. And I'm not saying that Gunther's not human like. I just think that he's way too serious, so
He's
much
too
so that I'm
military.
not invested in it.
He's very military like.
Yes, yes, yeah, yeah,
And he doesn't have to be comedic. He could just be sarcastic.
right.
Like that is something that a heel can tap into easily, where it's almost a mockery instead of comedy. Do that. Try it out. It doesn't take too much away from his character.
Agreed. Yeah, I needed to get that out because I was just
That's
like,
fair.
I'm just, you know, and it made me think about like, was him beating Jay the right decision? I mean, for what it was, he beat Jay so that he can quote unquote retire Goldberg, and now he's facing CM Punk. But I mean, if you gave him the belt just so that he could be the one to retire Goldberg, it didn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because Goldberg's still complaining about the match. So the match is still being complained about by Goldberg. So
Honestly, I think he's the only one who could have been champion
mhm,
that you would legit say Goldberg's not winning. If Jay Uso were to be the one to retire him, first of all, Goldberg's retirement match didn't need to be for the title, but that's a whole other conversation.
yeah,
But if
that
you
is,
wanted his final match to be for the title, based off of the Raw superstars, it would have to be Gunther because everyone else, you would probably say, yeah, he could beat him, even at 58, which
yeah.
is
Mhm.
crazy. But just in terms of size, presence, aura, history, yeah. But it's water under the bridge, bro.
Yeah, well, look, I don't want to make this all about Gunther, but at the same time, I just needed to say that because it's to a point now with me where Raw it's filled with budding superstars. You have the Bronze, you have, you know, obviously the CM Punks, the Jey Uso. If Sammy decides to come up when Seth comes back, you know, and even in the mid card, you have Penta, you have Dom. If Finn ever gets back into form, you have that, but you have people that can be main eventers,
Right.
and I just don't feel like Gunther being the face of Raw. It only moves me in the sense of we have a champion, but on SmackDown you have a champion that's about to retire anyway. So I just feel like there should be some yin and yang with your champion. Where if Gunther is the one that's like serious and just no nonsense, yeah, Cena's kind of turning baby face now ish, but and we'll talk about that too. But it just seems like the champions now are, I mean, they're all heels basically. Like I don't think there's any quote unquote face champions.
Yeah.
In the main roster, there's none. So I feel like the most entertaining champions are the mid card champions because it's Dom being comedic, but yes, he's still a Mysterio, and you still respect him. It's Solo being MFT, but we know Solo has now tapped in to his non-serious side. Like it's very much like I'm a troll, but I'm a troll as your champion. So that could be another discussion for another day about champions and the value
Right.
of them. But I'll just end it with that, with just saying that,
And don't worry,
the,
Gunther won't be champ for
the main
long.
champions to me are not as good as the mid cards, but we'll leave it at
I
that.
got you. And don't worry, Gunther won't be champion for long. But let's move on.
We'll see about that. We'll because Triple H kind of loves his Gunther, so we'll see. But speaking of what we like and what we don't like, and what people like and what we don't like, we're about to do a mid-year review. So the current date is the 23rd of July. So I don't know. We had what? Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, 2 Saturday night main events, I think.
Yeah.
Or is it 3? Is it 3 actually? Because there was one in
We had one in the
January.
beginning of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's been three of those: a Money in the Bank, a Night of Champions, an Evolution. I'm at 9. It's about to be 10 for SummerSlam. So we had 9, basically 9 PLEs in 7 months. Backlash too. Yes, I'm sorry. So that's 10. So 10 PLEs in 7-ish months. It's wild. So do you want to go first about what you feel like was your favorite moment of the past half year and your least favorite moment?
I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I'm not gonna do month by month.
Right.
But I can tell you that from January, let's go January 6th, because that's when the Netflix debut started.
Yeah.
All the way up until WrestleMania, I was on a high. And I think the company was on a high. From Mania to SummerSlam, rushed. I don't know what's happening. Like, today, I don't know, with my current interest and how things are being built, I couldn't tell you that I would drive 8 hours to another city for a PLE. But there was almost nothing you could tell me in January, or technically February 1st, to make me not drive to Indy for the Royal Rumble. But that's how it was. And I got so much in my head that going to the Rumble influenced my workouts. Like, yo, I'm going to be there. I might even be a surprise entrant, and I Show Speed took my spot. But when you kind of look at it, too, with proper builds, the Rumble was fire. The Women's Rumble wasn't that great, but again, the build was great. Elimination Chamber was great. And in my opinion, still the second best PLE of the year. And WrestleMania was lukewarm. It had its highs, it had its lows. WrestleMania produced, in my opinion, 2 of the top 3 matches of the year. But the rest of the card was here and there, or why were you on the show to begin with? And I feel like what has carried the WWE from WrestleMania to now have been moments, but in terms of actual superstars or storylines, it's been things going on with Cena, because he's had great programs with Randy, Punk, Truth. I don't know if I'm leaving anyone out. Cody, but Cody was away for a little bit. And the SmackDown Tag Team division has been carrying. And then just moments. You have obviously Cena turning heel. You have R-Truth, Ron Killings, that whole situation. I think those 2 were like the major ones until you kind of get to Evolution and Naomi doing her thing. And then you have another, in my opinion, match of the year, one of my favorite matches of all time happening at that show. But you also had, what is Eel doing as champion after Mania? Nothing. For someone who's that dope in the ring, you did nothing with her. She didn't even have a story, let alone a bad program. She had nothing. The Judgment Day has kind of revamped itself and it's entertaining. But like, it just feels like everything has kind of been mushed together that you kind of only remember the PLEs. You don't really remember much in between. Because honestly, nothing much really happened in between.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that for the rest of the year, they kind of scale back the PLEs and kind of space it out because, man, like I just don't want predictability. I don't want lack of interest.
Mm.
This is just not what I expected from the top promotion in the world.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, my best I said was the big three. Obviously, all of the big three, which is Bianca, Jade, and Naomi, they all three of them had or will have, in Jade's case, a championship opportunity. Um, and with Naomi and Bianca being in two of the top three matches of the year, in my opinion,
Yeah.
both of them, one of them being a deliberate triple threat, another one being an inadvertent triple threat, but both of them being in those was amazing. And obviously, Jade, we are going to predict that probably next week, but Jade going on and facing Tiffany Stratton at SummerSlam. Also, the Cena heel turn, people are kind of on and off with the Cena heel turn, but just the moment of it happening, in my opinion, was the biggest. Oh my God, what is going on? Like this is a WrestleMania. This is a Wrestle moment in time, and you can say, well, after he turned heel, and with the Travis Scott thing and the Rock thing and all that, which I agree, which my worst moment was the Rock, and I'm about to talk about that in a little bit.
Uh-oh.
So, but I just feel like his heel turn allowed him to tap into what we kind of already seen with him as an actor, which is he can go and do a different role. He doesn't have to be happy-go-lucky Cena no more. He can be more of, I don't care about you, and I'm breaking the fourth wall, and I'm going to curse. I don't care how the kids feel because I'm not their hero no more. So I was very surprised, pleasantly surprised. I don't think that Cena had a bad match, only the one in WrestleMania, and I don't think it was really because of him. Ish. Well, here's the thing. If you're telling me that Cody and Cena can't rock together, is a street fight at SummerSlam going to help this out?
Yes.
Why?
Because you don't have to rely on the actual wrestling. You can use weapons. You're allowed to be more creative when there's no disqualification. And aside from their Mania match, which really only included Travis Scott, more shenanigans, more people, and the pace could be different.
Mm-hmm. So here's the thing then. Why is so? I'll ask you this: is Cody a top 5 wrestler? Meaning, is he a top 5 in ring worker?
I'd have him as top 10, not top 5.
Okay, okay. So he's a like top echelon wrestler. Like if
For
you had,
sure.
he would be one of the top 10s. Cool.
Absolutely.
There was a time where Cena was not even close to that. People say you can't wrestle and all that. But why was his 2 best matches of the year against his old foes? Is it because he knows them? He doesn't know Cody? Or is it the fact of they just don't mesh together? Like, I don't know. I can't tell you why that WrestleMania match was garbage only because of I just feel like the interference was bad and the pacing was bad. And maybe they were just waiting for cues of will who come out? Will Rock come out? Because throughout the match, even when we were chilling, we were anticipating The Rock coming.
Yeah.
So I would have to look back at that match and see just from clean eyes and say, not thinking The Rock coming out, is the in-ring performance terrible? Because if it's terrible, then I'll come back on the pod and say, yeah, that was just a bad match in all. And Travis Scott made it worse. But with him and Randy, him and CM Punk, they had really good matches. Like they had classic matches. So maybe it is a familiarity between the two people, but I just don't know why. And I don't think that the street fight match is going to make it any better. It's just going to be about the moment of being outside of the ring and fighting. That doesn't make it a good match, in my opinion. That just makes it a more entertainment match. But in terms of, back and forth here and there, like a classic wrestling match, it's not going to make me feel like, oh yeah, Cena and Cody had a great match at SummerSlam. I'm just going to be like, they had a typical Extreme Rules street fight match that you put that with anybody, and you put two people in a street fight, chances are it's going to be entertaining, it's going to be bloody, it's going to be violent, and that's what people want to see.
The thing is, I don't know what to expect of their match at SummerSlam. I just expect it to be better. I think even that was probably Cena's first high-profile singles match of the year.
It was, yeah.
So maybe trying to find his footing. Obviously, it's a different opponent, but maybe there was more time put in with Randy, with Punk. Cena seemed a little less stiff, seemed a little bit more fluid in the ring. Not saying he's going, Ray Phoenix speed in the ring, but it just seemed like they say it takes two to tango. Like they worked well together. They say it's a dance partner, so it just worked better. Maybe he'll never reach that with Cody, but
and that's the thing. Yeah,
the build leading up to it, whether you were comparing it to WrestleMania 40 or you were just basing it off of who each superstar has in their corner, and like just Travis Scott comes out, and not only that, like his appearance was lackluster too.
Yep.
Took 10 hours to get to the ring, and like, his distraction, okay, cool. But I just remember everything leading up to that point was me trying to stay awake.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if I even want to go back and rewatch it, because that could also be the end of my day.
No, I understand that. I think I'm just going to rewatch it to make sure that, it wasn't as horrible as a match as people think it is. And like I said, if it is, then my wrestling eyes will say it, and my wrestling mouth will say that was a bad match in itself. But I just feel like with my worst, it goes to The Rock, just because for me, this started with me when they had the 25th anniversary at SummerSlam, not SummerSlam, I'm sorry, Survivor Series with The Rock, and he didn't show up. I think this was like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe. It was like the 25th anniversary of The Rock debuting at Survivor Series, and he just didn't show up. And for me, that was the beginning of The Rock really don't care about wrestling. And in my opinion, I was like, he doesn't really need to show up anymore then. He doesn't need to, come back to this company. But he did. And when he showed up in Colorado on that SmackDown, that was the first time where I'd seen The Rock, and I was not really expecting to come out. And I just sat there and was like, oh, it's The Rock. But like when it's The Rock, you're supposed to get up. Like it's electrifying. It's like it gets you moving. Like it's a once in a lifetime experience. And I will say that when he came back at Bad Blood, even though we were expecting to come out, the experience of seeing his entrance, and he didn't do, and truth be told, looking back at it, that literally was no reason for him to do that. Like that was simply aura. that was just him aura forming.
He didn't speak.
Right. Like there was no reason, but at the same time, yes, we popped for it because for you and I, we've never seen it before. We never was in the building when you hear the "if you smell."
Right.
So it probably tapped back into our youth when we were just remembering when you would hear that while you're sitting down waiting for the rock to come out. You're just like, oh my God. And I think that's what happened. I think our child side popped back out. But now our adult side and our business thinking side of wrestling and our booking thinking side of wrestling is like, what's the point of this? And even when he came back for that SmackDown to talk about WrestleMania being in New Orleans, which
Right.
apparently is not anymore, it just seems like The Rock comes out and ruins things. It ruins the plans of a Triple H or any bookers that's helping him because he just says, I'm just going to come out. You're just going to figure out. And because here's the thing, it's not just him coming out. You have to make space for him. Potentially the end of the program has to be him. So now what your initial main event is and whatever storyline was with the main event, because a lot of times main events don't just end off of they wrestle, it's over. There's something else that has to build with the
cliffhanger.
Right. Right. So, but with The Rock, it's like we got to push that back. It has to be before The Rock comes out. And it just, and I'll end my point with this. Him and Travis Scott had no reason to come out at WrestleMania because if they did not come out, and Cena did the exact same thing he did to Cody, he grabbed the belt, hit him with it, 1, 2, 3. Probably would have been just a whatever match. There would have been no flair with it whatsoever. But now that they're in there and The Rock did not come out, which I'm okay with now because I understand he didn't need to come out. He doesn't need to come out because he's not furthering the storyline.
Right.
But Travis Scott coming out did nothing.
And we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, like it did nothing to the. He hasn't come back. He will not come back because apparently the dirt sheets are saying and the insiders are saying he just doesn't learn well. And he doesn't learn the business well. He's just there. Yeah. So it just seemed like and the thing about this, bro, and I'll end it with this, it's Cena's last WrestleMania. We're not going to see any more Cena WrestleManias unless he decides he just doesn't care. He's going to do another one. But it's his last WrestleMania, and that's the end of it. That's what he wins, but he wins off of a Travis Scott interruption.
I mean,
if I'm Cena, I'm not big with
it. Not his decision. Maybe not. Maybe it was just The Rock's decision. Can't change the past. I didn't like it when I saw it. I don't like it now. I mean, this may just very well be a hindsight 2020 type thing, and that's it.
I mean, yeah, I agree. So my question to you, and this is going to get into our next topic, which is SummerSlam build, is
okay.
Do you think that? Well, I ask you 2 questions. 1, do you think The Rock is coming back? 2, do you think that he needs to come back?
Do I think The Rock is coming back? I don't know. Does he need to come back? If you care about loose ends, then yes. But if they just creative should be creative enough to completely change the story, where it's like, all right, The Rock may have set the platform for this Cena heel turn to take place, but he doesn't necessarily need to be there for the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But if this ends up being like Cody ends up selling out to The Rock,
mm-hmm.
and Cena gets kicked below.
That was your prediction 3 weeks ago.
It was. Does The Rock need to be there? No. Would it be poetic in a sense, sure, but I think I've just learned to just lower my expectations because man, like I really, as much as I love The Rock, I don't know if he needs to be there. And I don't know if I want him to be there. Because if he's there, will we leave with questions and then he won't show up again?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd rather just be done with it than to reintroduce. It's like that relationship where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better, and it's like, it's kind of quiet for a little bit. They mess up. Yeah, I'm gonna do better. And it's like no, like at some point you just gotta end the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's really what it is. If The Rock cannot commit, honestly, really just to this storyline, then I don't need random things just so tickets could be sold. That's
I agree.
that's really it.
I agree with that. I feel like for your storyline to work, would it give it a bow if he came out? Yes,
Oh,
but
for sure.
I do not think that if Cody does turn, I don't need The Rock to be out there. What I do need though is I need Cody to continue what I think is doing, which is just giving little. I think Cody should be the one to kind of be wrapping this up or showing aspects of it. He had the Rock's glasses on allegedly this past SmackDown,
Right.
and I'm not sure if he has the watch or the ring. I don't know. Did Rock take the ring or the watch from him? I think it was the ring, right?
I think it was the ring. Cody actually had a watch on SmackDown,
That was
which
similar to the Rock.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But like that, if they continue that, I'm cool with it. Just little Easter eggs here and there. You know, if Cody has like a tagline, or if he's like, "You ain't smelling me, Rock," or not some Cena or whatever, or just like little things to like to kind of needle the point of like, yeah, I'm probably going to turn heel. I'm going to be turning heel. I'm going to be selling my soul, and he can use that to his advantage because he's in the new Naked Gun film, so he can be like, "Hey, sold my soul in the Naked Gun film. I'm about to be a Street Fighter. So the whole I can get you to new places, but The Rock told Cody, The Rock doesn't need to be there to be like, you see, I put him in Street Fighter. I put him in Naked Gun. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is being shown right now. Because if Cody wins, the most heel thing he can do is then just go away for like 2 months. Because he actually does have to probably go away to film. So you don't have a title for 2 months. And it's
Mm.
kind of funny that Cena was going to be leaving with the title as a heel, but now Cody is the one that's probably going to leave with the title as a new heel.
That's pretty on brand with a heel. Like you just defy logic but it makes sense to you. The question that I have for you
Mm-hmm.
is does Cody actually have to fully turn heel? Or does he just have to do heelish things just to defeat Cena?
No, I think he needs to go heel.
Okay.
I think he needs to. The kicking of the balls might not give him the heel turn, but I'm thinking of it more as just a consumer than a person that, let's say, like TKO and WWE don't really want him to be full heel. They still want the kids to like him, but I mean, is Cody really? I'll say this: Cody is not the kid's number one hero right now. I think it's Jey Uso. I think Jey Uso is the new. He can't turn heel right now because
Oh, absolutely
he
not.
cannot turn heel right now.
Kids
Like
will try. They
there's
will.
no way. So, but I think now that they understand that, and the analytics probably show that Jey Uso is probably outselling Cody Rhodes. You know, bigger pops, bigger baby face reaction. just think now that this will probably be the best time to do it, just to pull the trigger on, or to really go forth with the Cody turn. So
Okay.
much so that he would just be kind of like that heel that thinks that they're vindicated in everything that they do,
Yeah.
but you're just like, you're not. You're a bad guy. You're a good guy thinking that he's good, but he's really bad. I mean, bad guy thinking that he's good, but in grand scheme of things, you're just bad.
Okay.
You're Homelander, basically, like like with the Bull Boys thing. Like you're Cody Lander. You think that you're doing right and that you're saving everybody, but in actuality, we don't need you, and you're really terrorizing the place. That's a good deal. That's a good Cody heel for me.
Okay.
So I would say yes, turn him full heel.
Gotcha. I'm not mad at it. It's something different.
Yeah. The whole build though at SummerSlam. I know the question that you had with it was basically, has this been the best build PLE? Correct.
Since Mania.
Since Mania. Okay. So you said that your number one build PLE was Mania, right?
Well, really, the first three PLEs of the year, but yes, Mania.
Okay, so because you said Elimination Chamber is number 2, what was number 1?
Oh, Evolution. No, I was just saying in terms of my favorite PLEs of the year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my apologies.
Oh, my bad. Okay, so because I was going to say the SummerSlam build has been good, but overall, and I don't know the end game of SummerSlam. I don't know what's going to happen with it, but just seeing from start to end the build and then the actual event, I think Elimination Chamber has been the best build, start to finish PLE of the year.
You know what? I could see that. I think for me, I'm just a little upset with the Trish and Tiffy tag team match, but
that's the only one. But they did that because they were in Toronto. That's the only reason why they had that match.
Yeah.
So if you X out that match, it's like a perfect PLE.
Perfect PLE because both teams collide.
And I looked at that, and I'm glad you said that.
Sammy, top 10 match of the year. So yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, honestly, it was, and there's only 4 matches. I didn't know. I looked and I was like, oh, there's only 4 matches on this card. Like they really got away with
Rock needed his segment.
Right.
Your point. The Rock needs time. He needs time to what? He needs time to.
Yep.
And then he needs to speak.
And he don't get to the point because he has his shtick. So, yeah, I think start to finish, Elimination Chamber was the best. Can SummerSlam supersede that? I would say no.
In terms of the build of the matches?
I'm talking about from start to build to when we are done watching SummerSlam. I don't think it because of the 2 days. I think what they're about to figure out and what they're hopefully about to see is that they can't have 2 days straight of just fire. I don't think the WWE's ever done it. It's always going to be one day that is not good. WrestleMania night 1, great. The really beginning of night 2, also great. From then on, good. I think the same way with SummerSlam. I think either night 1 or night 2 is going to be a banker, and then the other one's not going to be good at all.
So this is what I'll say about SummerSlam opposed to Mania. And this might be a hot take.
Okay. We like hot takes.
I think that the matches announced for SummerSlam have the potential to be better in-ring matches than WrestleMania. And the matches that have also been announced so far make sense, with the exception of the Jelly Roll match, but I'll leave that alone. But I have Cody Cena, that's been in the works. Naomi Io Rhea, duh. Tiffy Jade, been in the works. Punk Gunther, just established, but it's not just, oh, where did this match come from? No, Punk earned his shot.
Mm-hmm.
Lyra versus Becky, that's
Mm-hmm.
been going on
Since
since
WrestleMania.
Well,
Yeah.
essentially. Solo Jacob,
Mm-hmm.
same thing. We're Not Friends versus Judgment Day.
That's
I
kind of
mean,
been that was kind of thrown together.
yes, but at least the We're Not Friends tag team has been built the
Yeah.
right way.
Yeah, it
It
has.
hasn't been rushed because when you're dealing with those type of personalities, they need time to resist, slowly come together, mesh a little bit, and now you have what you have. AJ and Dom, just amazing. And we kind of talked about this a couple of months ago about, we were kind of fantasy booking, and I want to say it was this feud that we said not every feud has to be this vile hatred or I'm better than you.
Mm-hmm.
This comedic from
Right.
both of them in different ways. Roman and Jay versus the Bronze.
That is official now.
Obviously, I would say that Punk's Seth's injury definitely changed things because I don't think this would have been the original plan. But it's another thing that makes sense. Roman has legit reasons to participate in this match after what Braun Breaker did to him. Jey Uso's been dealing with them practically for months. And then we have a few others that are haven't been announced. I don't know. At this point, I don't really want to see Zelina versus Julia since they haven't been featured. Damian Priest versus Aleister Black, possibility. Sheamus Rusev, possibility. Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn seems a little bit more likely. So all of these matchups aren't just, Jimmy Uso is going to face Solo at Saturday Night's Main Event. All of these at least have a story. Whether it's compelling or not, they all make sense. And then Lord knows what happens to LA Knight. But anyway.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about that. LA Knight just been kind of caught in just a vortex of we don't know what to do with you right now. So we'll just leave LA Knight off of SummerSlam. That's my question.
I mean, it also seems like we might have Stephanie Vaquer off of SummerSlam.
But at least she has Clash. She has a Clash in Paris match. So
I get it.
Won't be on there, but
she has a direction.
Yeah, has no direction. It's kind of just like he's just. Last time we seen it was 2 weeks ago, or what was it last?
The Gauntlet match.
Gauntlet match. He just lost it, and then that was it.
That was it. And seemingly, if they were to throw, a possible, I'm still hoping for a SmackDown tag title match at
You can. I'm not. I'm off that SmackDown tag team.
Just to clarify, just so we don't believe in misinformation.
Mm-hmm.
Andrade and Rey Fenix winning the tag team match. It's for a number one contender, but they didn't say when.
They didn't say when.
Right? Okay. So I'll leave that.
I don't think it's going to be I don't think it's going to be SummerSlam though. I think they're going to probably just do it maybe the night before.
Which is ridiculous because if you could have War Raiders and New Day at WrestleMania, you could surely have a better at least, oh man, see, this would have been fire if the Street Profits were still champs and they were facing Andrade and Rey.
What are the Street Profits doing right now? Nothing.
Anyway, but anyway, so I just wanted to at least run through the matches that were confirmed versus the maybes, because there's not a match that I said that just doesn't make sense. Now, you could say the story doesn't warrant a SummerSlam spot. That's perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But these matches aren't just thrown together like, oh, shoot, guys, we have a PLE. Let's just give the people something. We've just got to, just go out there and wrestle. these have some sort of a story behind them. So I think how we're getting there is pretty good. And yeah, now it's just what happens at SummerSlam. So we'll see. But we're just talking about the build in this video, not predictions or
No
fantasy
predictions yet.
booking.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Whenever I talk to you, I want a fantasy book. But I'm gonna control myself.
No, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I mean, and obviously we haven't talked about. She's not got a match, but she's always going to have at least 10 to 20 minutes. Cardi B is hosting it, so I swear, I'm not. I'm not going to swear, but I'm going to swear on this. If she is the reason why Naomi loses her title, I'm going to not watch WWE until the rest of the year. I'm being dead serious when I say that. I cannot watch it for the rest of the year. Because you understand the what I said in that last video. I said WWE, do not bleep this up. I had to bleep myself. Do not mess this up. Because they've been going back and forth on the Twitter. Forget X. It's the Twitter. They've been going back and forth on the Twitter. If Cardi B is the reason that Naomi Trinity Fatu loses her title, I will not. Flex Washington is saying this right here, right now. I will not watch wrestling in the WWE stance. Guess what? You're going to have to talk about WWE for the rest of the year on this podcast. I'm going to be talking.
Ladies and gentlemen, if Cardi B is the reason why Naomi is no longer Women's World Champion by the end of SummerSlam, for the love of wrestling, we'll be reviewing exclusively AEW and TNA sometimes. So
I just can't do it. I don't know if I could even muster myself to just.
That wouldn't even make sense. Like
it wouldn't, but
it would be the complete opposite of what Naomi did at Evolution.
But you see that they don't mind superstars interfering in championship matches.
He mess around and find out.
It's not
going to work every time, bro.
I just don't want her near that match. She can have her own little promos. She can do whatever she wants to do. They can give her the Snoop Dogg treatment and just make her clothesline Chelsea Green. I don't care. You stay away from that championship match.
How about Cardi B just hosts and that's it?
They don't just host anymore, bro. They get physical. The last time somebody just hosted was the GMs of Raw, where they just was like, I'm the GM of Raw.
You better be careful, man, because that BBL gonna fall off.
Look, I'm not worried about the BBL. I'm worrying about her getting one of those chops and then something gets deflated. But we ain't gonna talk about it. But in all, no, I think SummerSlam should be good. Like you said, them ring will be good. There's just something about SummerSlam that's just making me like, you guys rode to such a high on Evolution. I'm just expecting it to not be that good. And it's just like WWE TKO just does up and down, up and down, up and down. Where you're just like, wow, they did something great. Oh, well, they just messed it up now. But oh, wait, they did something great again. Well, no, they just
if the
not consistent.
If the first half of the year was fire, I feel like we'd look at SummerSlam differently. I feel like now, like just what I said before, once the expectations are a little low, it gives you the opportunity to be wowed. And that's kind of how it was. Like Saturday night's main event was not that good. But guess what? The next night,
Evolution.
hi. I'm like, that's pretty much been the year.
And I'm so glad you said that, bro. Because like our TNA Tricking Day champion says, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the fact that Saturday Night Main Event was basically all men, and Evolution was all women. And now we're going to discuss, is the women division better than the men's division? WWE. Would you like me to start? Or do you want to start?
You know what? Let me start.
Go ahead. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, mine. No, I'm kidding. Listen. Ladies and gentlemen, we have gone to a point where you have top stars in the male division, you have top stars in the women's division. Funny enough, we haven't had an evolution in quite some time, but it happened this year. But even without evolution, the women kind of been carrying WWE in ring. Now, that's not to say that the women take up the entire top 10, but I come with data.
Ooh, data. Let's go.
And this isn't anything too high tech. This is from my eyes. Because I have Becky versus Lyra twice, both PLEs, Backlash and Money in the Bank. Fire. I have Becky, Lyra, Bailey, Evolution. Fire. I have Io versus Rhea, Evolution. Match of the year. I have Io, Rhea, Bianca. Third best match of the year.
That's 5.
I have Io versus Rhea on Raw when Io won the title.
Woo-hoo.
Fire match.
I know another one.
I have Io versus Stephanie ×2.
That's what I was thinking.
Both did not have a decisive winner, but both were fire. And you know what? What's great about this when I say women, I'm not even including NXT. I'm not including Sol Ruka matches. I'm not including Stephanie Vaquer, who also started off this year on NXT, had 2 championships at the same time. So, because Stephanie Julia is also up there. Sol Ruka Kalani, also up there. Listen. The women are great. And you know why I know that? Because the women don't always need a great story to cook. The women will create a storyline during the match. And the storyline usually is who's going to win this match because this is amazing. Could you imagine if the build to Io versus Rhea at Evolution had your favorite build ever, Rock Austin Mania, and then they had that match? You want to talk about complete packages. The build plus the match. That's how you get best match of all time. That's why you have HBK and Taker, because it was the lead up to that. Both of them, really. I Want Your Career. It had something. But the women are making. You know what? Even Bailey Lyra was a fire match.
Free falls.
Even that was fire. Now, of course, I'm taking nothing away from the men because the men also had phenomenal matches. You had Roman Punk Seth. You had the men's Elimination Chamber. You had Chad versus Vikingo. You had KO versus Sammy. I know I'm missing a few.
But those were the threat match. Stand and deliver.
That's correct. If you want to add NXT as I did with the women, absolutely. You have bangers. But I don't know if there's been this many women matches in the top 10. Oh, by the way, it's only July. Put some respect on their name. They've had moments. Jade showing up at Elimination Chamber. Even some of the decision making with who's the briefcase holder. Oh, when did she actually cash in? Listen, the women are on fire. And the same way that about less than a decade ago, there was this thing of, oh man, NXT Black and Gold seems to be outshining the main roster. Well, listen, when you asked me earlier if Cody Rhodes is a top 5 in-ring star, the only reason why he's not top 5 is because I included women in my top 10. That pushed him to 6 to 10.
Ooh.
Because I'm a writer. You're a writer. We love a good story. It's what lures us. It's what gets our attention. But when it's time to put all of that in the ring, then you have to finish the story. No pun intended. And sometimes it's lackluster. And yeah, not every women's match is fire. You definitely had Zelina versus Chelsea at Saturday night's main event. That happened this year.
Also rushed, though. That was rushed.
That was rushed.
That was literally 6 p.m. Go out there and do something.
Absolutely. But I am here to say that the women of wrestling, even Tony versus Mercedes,
Didn't even
the
talk about
women of wrestling have dominated the men this year.
You didn't
And
even
I
talk
don't
about
see that changing.
You didn't even talk about Tony and Mariah May.
I didn't.
So if you can't see what that says, it says women using their non-built storylines better than the men.
Yeah.
That's why when I did that, then apparently this means that you ate. This is 8 apparently in sign language. You ate.
Wow.
This is what it means now. I know these little things. The children have taught me this. So, but yeah, you said it perfectly. I ain't got nothing else to say. The women,
man.
That boom, done.
Also, is that Lash Legend getting into the main event picture on NXT?
That is Last Legend getting to the main event picture. That's also
Is Jada Parker also there, Miss Parker? Oh my goodness. Boy, oh boy. I'm saying we're only in July.
I said it. It's so Ruka not the probably top 3 workers in NXT right now. She made my top 5 women's matches of all time. So obviously, and Kalani is up and coming. Like I talked about this. Like there's nothing else to talk about. I said the future is going to happen when you combine the now and the future. The WWE don't need to overthink this. They just need to just let it ride out. The money's going to flow in. You're going to find people that like Soul. People already love Soul. You're going to like people that like Jada Parker. You got people that like Lash Legend. You got people that like Tasha Steelz and TNA. You know, you got people coming in now. You just need to work them into storylines with the women, and your division is already on top. You don't need to mess it up even more. Because you know what will mess it up? Cardi B ruining it. Or somebody throwing a monkey wrench into what has already been built. The women's division don't need to be touched. They can, you know what? The women can run their own division, truth be told. Give them a booker or whatever and let them do their own thing. Now, the men need a little guidance. I'll say that because I just feel like you have the top stars technically are you can argue is Jay bigger than Rhea Ripley, but Rhea Ripley is literally internationally renowned right now, and it was on her own accord. No offense to the NOI Fatu Tongan family, but she didn't need that on the back of her name to get on.
Yeah, and who's a better wrestler?
I would say Rhea Ripley, but you
Yeah,
know,
and you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also trying my best to be objective because with all this happening, Asuka was on the shelf.
Asuka was on the shelf.
Was on the shelf, and
She's back.
now she's back, and she's not even a focal point. Oh, by the way, you also had Liv Morgan, who was carrying. She may not have had match of the year, but her integration into storylines, it worked. It worked.
And
So
she's on the shelf right now. So when she comes back,
it
wow,
just adds to it. It adds to it.
perfectly done, sir. That was that. Look, we gonna get rich off that take because that's a beautiful take that you just had.
See, I knew you would be happy with that one.
I'm very happy.
No, you're not gonna like this. This was I needed to say this.
Of course, of course. So, man, you now got me excited. Obviously, I was excited for Summerslam before, but I just want to see how well the women do. And unfortunately, I will say this: I don't think that they're going to main event anything of SummerSlam. I would like for them to, but Cena and Cody is going to main event night 2, and we talked back and forth about this. Roman's probably going to pull his weight to make sure that he's main eventing night 1.
I don't think so.
What do you think is going to be instead of the tag team match?
Punk Gunther.
Okay. So even Punk Gunther, it's still not a women's match at the end, which
it isn't. And you know what? The women will continue to prove that they should be in the main event. See, when they actually had the main events for that time, like when it was Becky, Charlotte, Ronda, you could easily make. Well, that was also one night. You could have made the case that they should have main evented based off the names, based off of how much they invested in the storyline. You know, and Becky and Charlotte are goated, but in 2025, I don't know if just your name gets you to the main event or should get you to the main event. It is apparently, but man, I know not everything can main event. In the case of WrestleMania, the men's triple threat was slightly better than the women's triple threat. I have that as my number 2 and 3 match of the year. I watched them both back yesterday, and I just gave it that oomph more. But for me, the women own number 1 and number 3 best matches of the year. I don't know. I think it's disrespectful to not have them main event because you're not going to lose with them main eventing. You just may not have shenanigans at the end. That's something they seem to include more so in men's matches. But is it because they need to?
I disagree with you about the triple threat.
Okay.
But we will talk about that at a later date.
All right.
But I need you to do one thing for me, bro.
What's up? What's that, Flex?
I need you, because we made a bet before Evolution.
Oh boy.
And you know, I will be honest with you, bro. I forgot. Up until you're not gonna like what I'm about to say. Up until you mentioned Becky and Bailey and Lyra, I completely forgot that I was supposed to tell you about. We made a bet that if Goldberg did not hit over 2.5 spears, that you would have to admit something. I'm not going to say what you need to admit because you know what you need to admit right now on 4TL of Wrestling Podcast. I'm just going to let you say it. And I want you to say it with such veracity and feeling similar to how Becky feels disrespected about being booed in Houston, Texas, because she was going off. But I need you to feel that same energy that Becky felt about what you're about to say right now. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
There's anyone who has the right to complain. It is not you, Goldberg. It is I. So, in fairness, I will say, which is going to stick with me because this is on video. Bailey, the hugger, the role model, is better than both Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria.
Triple B's, you know what's up. We was always here for you, Triple B's, and we ain't talking big baller brand. That's what I'm talking about. The shooting star has just left the universe. Oh man, this. No, so I mean, look, I kind of like that. We're going to do more bets. I actually thought about a bet and I forgot it. We can make a bet right here, right now, and you can say yes to it or no to it. You say CM Punk and Gunther's main event in night 1, right?
Yep.
I say Roman's going to main event night 1. You this time can put up you can ante up and say what we're betting
on.
Because previous one I made up. I made it up because I know out of the 4 horsewomen, Bailey was your least favorite. So the fact that you had to say that is now on wax. And now I can use that. Whenever you talk smack about Bailey, about her, we'll use that. But go ahead.
I'm gonna need time to think about this because, again, as I told you, you're not the nicest person. You you have some ways, and I'm praying for you. I pray for you every day, and I wish that you do become a better person, and I know by the grace of God you will. So I really do have to make this very interesting. All right.
We'll come back to it.
Oh, I got it, actually.
Go ahead. Let me get my pen out so I can read it. Go ahead.
If Punk, pardon me, if Punk and Gunther main event SummerSlam night 1 instead of Roman and Jay main eventing night 1, then you have to admit that Tiffany Stratton is the best female superstar currently. We have to see how much you believe in your take to see if you're up for a little friendly wager.
And
then you will
I accept only if you admit that Tiffany Stratton is better than Asuka. Just don't look, Tiffany Stratton's going to see this video and she's going to be like, why am I catching strays? You know why you're catching strays, boy.
You know why.
You know why he catches great black? Yeah. Watch your mouth. So do you accept my terms? Because I'll accept that if you accept my terms.
Those terms are actually worse than what I just said about Bailey.
I know. And you ante up with that Tiffany Stratton thing. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I can make it easier for you.
We agree that it's definitely one of those two matches, though.
Yes. If for some reason it's a triple threat match with the women, you and I can come together and we can give ourselves a handshake and we can say, I'm glad this is happening. This triple threat is happening because of the genesis because of the greatest match we've seen. And we can say the bet is off, but it needs to be one of those two matches. If it's any other match, null and void, we come together, we're gonna watch Summerslam together anyway, and just say, hey, it wasn't those two matches.
I am afraid.
I can make it easier for you.
By doing what? What could you possibly do from the
Instead of you admitting that Tiffany Stratton is better than Oscar, you can get a Tiffany Stratton shirt.
Excuse me?
You can get a Tiffany Stratton shirt.
Why would I want that?
Why would you want to admit that she's better than Oscar?
Is it bad that I don't know which one is worse?
It's a lesser of two evils, like you said, right? But there's no lesser.
I guess I don't have to wear it, but like the fact that my money went there. Ugh.
I mean, or I could buy it and then you just have to wear it on the pod.
Oh my gosh.
That's even worse in my opinion, but hey.
I'll agree to the shirt.
You agree? All right, which one? Me buying it, you wearing it, or you just buying it?
You buying it, me wearing it on.
Ooh, okay, great. So you agree with that?
I do.
Bet. Right. That if Shooting Star wins, I admit. You know what? I'll even admit that she's better than Bianca Belair. And you know how much
we don't have to change the parameters. Best,
just admit best.
Because that if you say that, then that's assuming that she's better than Bianca.
Okay, that's fine. I admit Tiffany Time is the best women's wrestler ever or right now?
Current female superstar.
Current female superstar is the best current female superstar.
So, when I get back on Instagram, the way I'm about to DM Roman and Jey Uso.
For what? y'all don't want to main event, do y'all?
I don't know how to do that. Like, it's just
start the night and just leave.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go film Roman. Like, come on.
It's the best current female superstar on the roster. Okay. And then if I win and you don't even know what Tiffany Stratton shirt I'm gonna buy. Woo! Buy Shooting Star a Tiffy Time shirt. Woo-hoo-hoo.
I wear medium, by the way.
Thank you for telling me that. Medium. And he wears it on the podcast.
Oh, there are some bad shirts.
Son, the fact that you didn't get a choice of it and I'm choosing it makes it even much better. All right, Roman. Yeet man and Roman. You end night one with y'all yeeting together. Because you know, I feel confident, but part of me is like, does Triple H really love Gunther enough to not have him start 2 consecutive main PLEs in a row? Because he started the one with Jey Uso last time. They started WrestleMania night 1.
True. The reason I'm more confident that I'm going to win this bet is because I think Gunther, Punk, and the women's triple threat have a better chance of main eventing than Roman and Jey Uso.
Okay.
At some point, you have to put respect on these women's name. If they can't main event and it's 2 nights, what are y'all doing?
If they main event, then all the bets are off, and we don't have to worry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. If both of our predictions don't happen, we both win.
we gonna win. Oh gosh, man, that is going to when they drop that, because they're going to drop it either. They probably got to drop it next week. Next Monday, they're going to probably have the actual line. Maybe at the end of Friday. I'm not sure. I got to see. But we gonna see which one's which. How's it going to go? Man, ranking when they're going to happen is going to be crazy. But I need you to rank something else for me, bro. We have now gotten to the point of the podcast where we are going to be blind ranking whatever. So one person, I'm going to start by giving Shooting Star blind ranking. He is going to be blind ranking the following theme songs from 5 to 1.
Okay.
I'm going to be blind ranking. Is it still Stables?
Yes.
Factions. Yes, faction warfare. Good. All right. So I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Let me present something to you very quickly.
Are we going to hear some tunes?
We're going to hear some tunes, and hopefully we do not get copyrighted. Hopefully it's quick enough where we won't get copyrighted, but we will see. I'm going to share my screen right here, and then share that. Bada bing.
Bada boom, realest guys in the room. How you doing?
Doing.
Oh my God.
You're ready. You can hear it. I'm not
Yeah.
yet.
You don't need to play it.
Oh, no, we're going to play it. We're going to play it 5 seconds. How about that?
Yeah, that's if ads don't come up.
I mean, look, we'll about to see. It shouldn't be no ads. We're good. Boom.
You know it's the Mac Militant. Coming to get it all.
Mac Militant. Go ahead. What is your number for the Mac Militant, aka Teddy Long theme song?
Man, that brings me back to you're going 1-on-1 with the Undertaker. The tag team match. Oh man. I'm gonna give this 4.
Ooh, okay. Teddy Long getting number 4. OTL.
This is definitely not a theme song that I would have thought you would have chosen, but it's not a bad theme song. I'm praying for better ones.
Okay, that's fine. This is a ranking. It's a blind ranking of that. So let's do it. Next up.
Oh my God.
We got Mr. William Regal.
Should have put Teddy at 3. Oh, this is terrible. Regal's at 3.
Regal at 3. Okay.
I gotta play this safe.
Play it safe indeed, sir. You ready for the next one?
Go ahead.
Bet. That is not what I want to do real quick. Hold on, pause. Okay, you got Kurt Angle. Go ahead.
Kurt Angle's number. You know what? You've been such a bad guy all day. I'm just trying to, like, now I'm even wondering, is this just as good as it gets? See, the reason why, oh boy. You've been laughing a lot during this episode. and I feel like it's not gonna stop. So I'm putting this at number 2.
I'm sorry. Do you?
I'm putting this at number 2.
I'm not a great person. I'm very happy to see my friend, my co-host, the shooting star, one half of the future legendary podcast, Foretale of Wrestling, and you're telling me I can't just laugh and enjoy myself with my friend, my buddy, my bro? Shame on thee. Shame on thee indeed.
Terrible.
Can't believe you, bro.
Yeah.
Let's go next. So you have Kurt Angle number 2, Regal 3, Talon 4. Next up.
I'm all grown up now, and I listen and learn the truth. I'm finally getting my turn. Took my L, earned my spot. I'ma be here for a minute, sonny boy, if you like it or not.
All right.
Okay.
Two general managers, technically 3. 2 general managers. Wait, hold up. No, honestly, they're all general managers. Oh my gosh. Oh man, I should have peeped game. Yo, this is a banger though. And I feel like whatever's at, oh man.
So you can see our faces now.
Look at the last one. If this is all general managers, then the only one that would make sense would be like Eric Bischoff. And I love that song. I'm back. I'm better than.
Or it could be it could be anybody. There's so many general managers. It could be laryngitis. Laryngitis. You never know.
Yeah, you know who also was a general manager? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold is also, yeah.
I'm putting Stephanie at number 1.
Oh, you put Steph at number 1.
Yeah. Hit me with number 5.
Whew, okay. So Stephanie 1, Kurt Angle 2, Regal 3, Talon 4. Let's get to the last one. The last one, this is number 5. So this is going to be worse than Teddy Long, Regal, Kurt Angle, and Stephanie. Let's do this.
Oh, I was right.
I'm back, and I'm better than ever. Got a nut for making things.
So that's number 5 for you. Gotcha. You hate Eric Bischoff's theme song. Gotcha.
I don't.
No, I know you don't. You
And the thing is, like, man, Regal definitely would have been 5 if I had to redo this. The 4 would actually been a little difficult. I don't know which one is actually number 1. But it could have been worse.
Did you put Stephanie at 1? Only because I was like, and I did that on purpose. I put the order of it in purpose because I was like, Teddy Long's going to get you up for it. Okay, Teddy Long, whatever. The Regal, I was like, he's probably going to be like, Regal, man. But in Kurt Angle, you'd be like, wait a minute, what's going on here? I was surprised you didn't catch it by the Kurt Angle one. But I think Kurt Angle threw you off the GM before Stephanie did.
Because you know what? I don't think of him as that.
But he was a general. He's all been general manager for at least 2 years. They were general managers for at least 2 years.
Yeah, I know. It's just that everyone else, I mean, not so much Regal, but they're really known for the GM role.
Yeah.
He had NXT during
NXT, yeah,
glory days, but you obviously remember Angle for his career. So, okay.
I'm not mad at your list, even though it was a blind list. It's a decent blind list. I think you would have probably. I think you would have switched Regal. I thought you were gonna put Regal last, just because there's nothing going on in it. And switch Regal with Eric Bischoff, and that would have been a great list. Now I thought the Stephanie one, because everybody knows Stephanie's theme song is the what is it? How's the original theme song go? We just heard it. I can't remember because I'm thinking of Redacted's theme song. Blue just was thinking
Because
about
you just played Stephanie, like I can't think of the other.
yeah, we'll remember it sooner than later, yo. But but okay. I'm going to X out of that, stop that screen, and then you and I are going to come back to our little overlay. Where's my overlay? There it is. Okay. I like that. That was good.
It was good.
GMs. I was like, there's no way. But I thought about ending with this. I thought about this only because I was playing WWE 2K25 and I just heard Bischoff's theme song and I was like, I should make my top 5 about theme songs for GMs. Some of them got bangers and some of them don't. Like Penny Long, banger. Regal, man. Kurt Angle, banger, obviously, because it's his own song. And then Stephanie, I was like, I didn't know she had her own GM song. So I was going to do her song. But I was like, no, she had the whole SmackDown GM song. Play that. So I'm finished with mine. The floor is yours, Mr. Shooting Star.
Are graphics needed for mine?
No, I can write mine down. We can just talk about it. I just made graphics because I just wanted to do that because there's no way for me not to do it.
Gotcha. Blind rank the stable/factions.
Okay.
Starting off strong. Spirit Squad.
5. Spirit Squad? The heck? I don't know. Number 5. I have the utmost confidence that these factions are not going to be as bad as Spirit Squad. Easy. 5.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The second one.
Mm-hmm.
Evolution.
Ooh, I knew he was going to do this. Mm-hmm. Do you know how much I want to put them at 1? But I know. I have a feeling. Evolution number 1.
Evolution is number
I
1.
thought about it. I was like, if you say Evolution, I have to put them at number 1 because they are my favorite stable. So yes, faction. Go ahead.
Okay. Next.
Mm-hmm.
The Wyatt family.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Don't say things you don't mean.
I don't mean. So is this the Wyatt family with or without Braun Strowman?
Without Braun Strowman.
Number 2. If it was with Braun Strowman, it would have probably been less. But without him, they're number 2.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next up. Retribution.
Retribution? Is that the one where they were wearing? Was that when Diamondback was like their leader and Meacham and all that?
Yep.
He should have been number 5. They're 4. At least Spirit Squad had. At least they were entertaining. At least, golly, they're number 4. Retribution. I didn't even watch that. that was the COVID era.
And then the last one,
which is number 3. Yes.
Honestly, your list is pretty good. The Judgment Day.
Okay, I can live with that. You know what? The only way I wouldn't have lived with that if you would have said the Shield or you would have said DX. If you would have said DX, I would have not been good with that.
Mm.
But you did me a solid. Thank you. I appreciate this. This is not a bad list.
I came up with another one too.
Give me another one. Just give me the other one because I gave you GM theme songs, which was very out of the ordinary. You can give me an extra 5.
All right. And it's also stable/factions.
There's more? I thought there was a
There's
different
more.
one. Go ahead.
The New Day
With or without Biggie?
with Biggie.
Mm,
Because without Biggie, they're really just a tag team.
no. Well, no, they were technically the quote unquote New Day with what was the name? With Osmosis, what's his name? Not Osmosis Jones.
Stop. Odyssey, stop it.
The New Day I'm gonna
Don't
put
you
as
dare be sour, Brenton.
New Day number 2.
Oh.
And this is not like from the previous list. This is a new list.
This is yeah.
Yeah, it's a new list, number 2.
The Bloodline. The OG Bloodline.
Are you talking about Roman J, Jimmy,
And
Paul
Solo.
Heyman, Sandy, and Solo?
Yes.
Number 1.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Number 1.
I know.
He goes with the heavy hitters early.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, the unstoppable League of Nations.
Oh my gosh. League of Nations. I'll just put them number 5 just because of stupid El Patron. I'm not giving.
Oh yeah.
He's El Basura. Abato El Basura. Bala Basura. League of Nations, I would put like every single one of them besides La Basura, El Basura, whatever you want to call him. They are solid men. I'm going to put them at number 4. I'll put them number 4. League of Nations number 4.
Next up,
Mm-hmm.
we have the Corporation.
This is The Rock,
Yep.
Vince.
Yep.
Okay,
Shane.
so it's not the corporation. It's not the one with Undertaker and all them in it, right?
No, this is the one with The Rock. They had Boss Man.
The McMahons, right?
McMahon's essentially.
Okay. I was not a fan of that when I was a kid. I put it number 5, but corporation number 5. Yeah.
And last up,
Let's see. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Nexus.
I'm okay with that.
Really?
If it wasn't for Cena, Nexus would be great. And Nexus had Daniel Bryan and Barrett and
Husky
had
head.
Heath Slater. Yeah. And yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
What I was supposed to be League of Nations Corporation, but
All right.
I think I'm good. I don't have another top 5 for you yet. You know what? You know what?
Uh-oh.
You know what? Do I want to do this to you?
Oh yeah. Just bring it.
Oh, okay. Just bring it. Okay. Nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Wow.
Not gonna do it. I'll wait. I'll wait.
At least you
But
know
that was good. I was good. I like that. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. I don't know when we might do it next week. We might do it whenever we feel like it, but
right.
we're gonna do this again. There was something else I wanted to tell. Oh, last remarks, real quick.
Okay.
So here's what I think. This is kind of future booking ish. I think that the Undertaker showing up to NXT yesterday helped out their next two black male superstars. He helped out Trick, and he helped out Javon Evans, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the rub with Undertaker shows a sense of we trust you. He did the thing with Braun Breaker before. He did the thing, obviously, with he was in the promo with LA Knight and Bray Wyatt. He gave Bray Wyatt his, like, okay. I don't think Undertaker, just from his track record, has ever been, what'd you say?
Oba 2.
Oba 2, right, my bad. So they're 3 top stars because they technically are the 3 top stars in their division. I think that you don't ever see Undertaker not give a rub to somebody. It's like the stamp of approval. Like, can we trust you enough to be a main eventer? If the Undertaker thinks that, and we trust him because the Undertaker is by far the standard bearer of WWE, WWF. Like, he is the one. I think that seeing him yesterday helped out them so much so that it's given me confidence enough that eventually, and I'm praying for this, that they will fix Carmelo Hayes on the main roster.
Oh.
And I think the only person that can fix him
is Trick.
Would be Trick. Yeah. I think Trick and him need to have either to come back together or they need to have another match with each other. I'm venturing to say that they probably be back together, but it'll be more of a we're equals and not just, Carmelo is him and Trick is just on his way. Yeah. I think now it's a let's run it together, like Trick and Melo gang run versus the world.
That'll be exciting.
And I think that eventually, if they do break up, both of them won't. Anything that Melo is going to be doing in the future has to be. It's going to be under a microscope by us. I mean, by us, because he's been so underutilized that it's been criminal. Like, Shawn Michaels gave him the stamp of approval so much so that he was the North American champion. Was he the first one? No, it was Leon Slater, I think, or whatever his name was. The other dude, Leon something. Because Leon Slater's in TNA right now. But Shawn Michaels had his arm over him. He was a multiple, NXT champion. He should be a United States champion, in my opinion. I just think that it gets to a point where, and I'll end it with this, that if you don't do right by Melo soon, he's going to be one of those what ifs. And we've seen a what if turn into a Swerve Strickland.
Ooh.
You don't want to have another Swerve Strickland in your hand on another company. Because if Melo goes to AEW for whatever reason,
classics
classic. I mean, look, he already has beef with Ricochet, so there's already a program with them too. He can rise up the rankings, and he will be their next big star.
That's right.
You cannot fumble this, WWE. I pray they don't, but if they do, AEW's about to get a star on their hands, and they're going to be cooking with hot grease, to say the least. And I'll end it with that.
Okay. I don't know if I said this in a previous episode, but I think when we were talking about Oba and who's going to dethrone him,
mm-hmm.
If I didn't say it before, I'll say it now. I still think it's Javon Evans.
You did. We agreed on that. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with him until it's not, because there's no one else who makes sense. So I think that segment with The Undertaker was perfect. You have this kid who He's already obviously gotten his feet wet, but he's still in awe of the Undertaker and speak.
Yeah.
And if he lacked confidence because he's gotten those title shots, that boost is all he needed. So I really did love that. NXT was pretty cool. I just have to say, Ethan Page.
When he brought up that title, I really was like, I was looking at the last one yesterday. That's crazy.
Amazing heel work. And then again, when we talk about delusional heels, like, he makes sense. And he's actually trying to make it seem like it's coming from a place of love. He's like, guys, this is like, you've got it all wrong. You're like, I can't love where I came from. Like, that really stuck out. Obviously, we spoke about Lash. Blake is Anthony still.
Really?
Still. But I think the rivalry with Muscle Muffin is going to...
I think Jordan Grace. The way they're doing Jordan Grace right now, this is what I've been waiting for.
Like, I would not want to be security holding her back.
They should make a Jordan Grace versus 5 security guard match.
And I don't want to be part of it because after the match, I'm going to be the new Michael Jordan crying meme. That's the way I'm going to get my bubble.
Hey, and Brown Sugar wants you to be a wrestler. It's supposed to be a referee and a security.
Not even what I signed up for.
Oh my gosh.
That is jokes. Again, the point of this video wasn't to do such an in-depth analysis of Raw and SmackDown, but the few things that I jotted down, I mentioned earlier, love Rey Fenix and Andrade. In ring, they're always going to cook, even if the character work isn't there. You and I shared this sentiment. I hated the Cody and Cena contract signing segment. What in the world was that? Cena sounded like, hey guys, this is real life. I'm not being a character right now. And then Cody is just straight up heel. And it's like, oh, you didn't read the fine print. Bro, he didn't look at the contract.
He didn't even sign it.
Of course he didn't know what he was. Like, what is wrong with you? And another moment, an example of Solo Sikoa being hilarious. At the end, when he's like, yeah, that's, and then the cop did the little spin move and then tied it. Oh, man, that was perfect. And then Cody, come on, man. Come on. Bro, this man is just, like, he doesn't need to be champion, but whatever gets him TV time, I'm all for it. He's so entertaining. Like, does he even need a faction? He's so many characters just by himself. We pretty much spoke about everything in terms of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
The Summerslam build. But I'm just curious to see what Bayley is really up to and how that manifests into SummerSlam.
Yeah.
That's it. We spoke about everything else. And I think that's it. I can't wait to do predictions. I can't wait to get all the matches solidified, even if it's like, 5 hours before, so we can do our little prediction video. And yeah, this was fun. I honestly, you tell me, did you like the blind rankings more than the freestyle questions?
I like them both.
Okay.
Equally. And I'm not even saying just because we did them. I really do like the fact that we're using our wrestling brains to formulate either an answer or a ranking, because you and I obviously think different ways, but at the same time, we respect each other's opinion on things, because we also bring insight that maybe the other person didn't think about. So I'm good with either one, and we can switch here and there. We can do whatever we want with that. But yeah, I like them both, honestly.
Because I have a new segment that I want to.
You are, first of all, this is yours too, so you can bring it in as much as you want.
But hey, I don't want to announce it on the pod before I speak to you about it.
Okay. Well, to TBD, new segment might be coming soon. Probably is going to come soon. Up in your face. Yeah, I'm excited for that. So yeah, we gonna talk about that. But yeah, another week, another podcast down. We're cooking hot grease now, bro. We're on the road to SummerSlam. We are going to officially probably watching AEW tonight. So
yeah,
we'll see about that. So we might be throwing some more AEW stuff at y'all. You never know. We sprinkle it here and there, but
I got time tonight.
You got time tonight. AEW. I mean, look, you brought a regular Dynamite show to Atlanta. Bring one of your pay-per-views. We'll watch it. We'll obviously be there. You're connected in Atlanta too. So, and that goes for anybody. TNA, everybody needs to come to Atlanta at least once a year. In my opinion, that's just me. That's just me talking. For TL of wrestling.
You know that they are saying that Atlanta is the United States capital for soccer. Why don't we have that for wrestling?
I'm saying.
I mean, clearly you know that soccer is very well loved in Atlanta, Georgia. So make it wrestling too, because the crowd always delivers, and we're gonna show up.
I mean, look, the Benz for PLE is going to go crazy if it's for like a SummerSlam or even if they wanted to do an all in and all out for AEW Forbidden Door next year.
Could you imagine?
I'm saying.
And then WWE has another wrestling event that same weekend. We're gonna have to have serious conversations, my guy.
I mean, look, we're giving them business at this point, so we need a little cut of that. We need some tickets. I mean, we need to be locked in. So right. I'm gonna be adding y'all at AEW, at WWE, at TNA, whoever. Your boys are gonna be here. We are free agents. We love it all. We do it for the love. You know what I mean? So that's how we feel. But we are signing out. Flex Washington.
Shooting star, and I still love you, EO and Jade and Stephanie Vaca. Thanks for your politeness and your.
I think they know that.
Okay, all right, cool.
I think you have proof that they know that because. Yeah, I mean, look, you took pictures with them, so obviously if they didn't know that, they wouldn't have took pictures with you. There you go.
All right.
So 4TL signing off.